The Dancing Skeletons by Rasha Potter. June 3, 2024. Chapter 1, A New Melody. The town of Ashford had always been quiet, a place where the loudest sounds were the rustling of leaves and the occasional bark of a dog. But that all changed when the Dancing Skeletons rolled into town. They were a soft rock band with an enigmatic lead singer who captivated audiences with his hauntingly beautiful voice and magnetic stage presence. The band's arrival was the talk of the town. Flyers plastered every storefront, and the local radio station played their singles on repeat. By the time they performed their first gig at the Rusty Nail, the entire town was buzzing with anticipation. "Have you heard them?" whispered Emma to her friend Lisa as they waited in line. "They say the lead singer, Felix, has a voice that can make you cry." Lisa nodded eagerly. "I heard he never takes off his sunglasses, even at night. Adds to the mystery, I guess." The Rusty Nail was packed to the brim. The air was electric with excitement. As the lights dimmed and the band took the stage, a hush fell over the crowd. Felix, the lead singer, stepped up to the microphone. His presence was commanding, his voice ethereal. The music started, and it was unlike anything anyone had ever heard. It was soft rock, but with an otherworldly edge that sent shivers down the spine. Felix's voice was both soothing and haunting, a combination that left the audience spellbound. Chapter 2, The Rising Fame. In the weeks that followed, the Dancing Skeletons' fame soared. They played sold-out shows every night, and their fan base grew rapidly. Felix's enigmatic persona only fueled the intrigue. No one knew much about him, and he seemed to like it that way. But with fame came scrutiny. Journalists and curious fans began to dig into Felix's past. They found very little: no childhood photos, no previous addresses, no social media presence. It was as if Felix had appeared out of thin air. One night, after a particularly electrifying performance, Emma and Lisa decided to try their luck at meeting the band. They waited by the backstage door, hearts pounding with excitement. To their surprise, the door swung open and Felix himself stepped out. He was even more striking up close, tall, with a lean build and an air of otherworldly charm. "Hi," Emma stammered. "We're huge fans. Your music is amazing." Felix smiled, a slow, almost predatory smile. "Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it." Lisa nudged Emma, her eyes wide with excitement. "Can we get a picture with you?" Felix hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Of course." As they posed for the photo, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Felix's hand on her shoulder felt cold, almost lifeless. She shivered involuntarily. They squealed in joy and excitement after the photo op ended, thanking Felix as the bodyguard shuffled him toward the tour bus. The girls didn't realize the photo came out wrong until it was too late. Lisa was miffed because the image turned out with a strange blur over Felix's image. Chapter 3, Disappearances. As the band's popularity grew, so did the number of unexplained disappearances. Fans who attended their concerts would vanish without a trace. The town of Ashford was gripped by fear, but the allure of the Dancing Skeletons was too strong. People continued to flock to their shows, drawn by Felix's mesmerizing voice. Emma couldn't ignore the strange feeling she had gotten from Felix. She started to investigate on her own, digging into the band's history and trying to find any connection to the disappearances. What she found was chilling. The Dancing Skeletons had been touring for years, under different names and with different lineups, but always with Felix as the lead singer. And wherever they went, people disappeared. Emma confided in Lisa, showing her the evidence she had gathered. "We need to do something," she said, her voice trembling. "We need to stop them." Lisa was skeptical. "Are you sure about this, Emma? It sounds like a conspiracy theory." But Emma was determined. She couldn't shake the feeling that something terrible was happening, and she was convinced that Felix was at the center of it. Chapter 4, The Revelation. Emma and Lisa decided to confront Felix. They waited until after a show, slipping backstage and hiding in the shadows. They watched as the band members filed out, leaving Felix alone in the dressing room. Taking a deep breath, Emma stepped out of the shadows. "Felix," she called, her voice steady. "We need to talk." Felix looked up, his expression unreadable. "Emma, right? What brings you here?" She stepped closer, her heart pounding. "I know what you are. I know about the disappearances." Felix's eyes darkened. "Do you now?" Emma nodded, her resolve strengthening. "You're a serial killer, aren't you? You lure people in with your music, then you kill them." For a moment there was silence. Then Felix laughed, a cold, chilling sound. "You're clever, Emma. cleverer than most. He stood, his movements fluid and predatory. "But you've made a mistake coming here alone." Before Emma could react, Felix lunged at her, his true nature revealed. His skin turned pale and leathery, his eyes glowing with an unearthly light. He pinned her to the wall, his mouth opening to reveal sharp, serrated teeth. But Lisa was not far behind. She burst into the room wielding a makeshift weapon, a piece of broken pipe. She swung at Felix, forcing him to release Emma. The two friends fought with everything they had, but Felix was too strong. He overpowered them, his ghastly form towering over them. Just as it seemed all hope was lost, the door burst open, and the rest of the band rushed in. But they weren't there to help Felix. They turned on him, revealing their own monstrous forms. They were ghouls too, but they had grown tired of Felix's dominance. In a frenzy of claws and teeth, they tore Felix apart, his screams echoing through the dressing room. When it was over, the band members turned to Emma and Lisa. "You freed us," one of them said. "We were bound to him, cursed to follow him. But now we can move on." With that, the band dissolved into dust, leaving Emma and Lisa alone in the room. Chapter 5. A New Beginning. The disappearances stopped after that night, and the dancing skeletons were never seen again. The town of Ashford slowly returned to normal, though the memory of the band and their haunting music lingered. Emma and Lisa never spoke of what happened, but they knew they had faced something truly dark and come out the other side. They had exposed the truth and stopped the terror that had gripped their town. But sometimes, late at night, Emma would hear a faint melody on the wind, a reminder of the band that had captivated and horrified them. And she would wonder if somewhere in the shadows, a new ghoul was waiting to take the stage.